Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about the British Grand Prix that just happened at Silverstone. Now, the race for the most part was dry, and to be fair, it wasn't the most exciting race up to about 8 laps to go from the end. At that stage, rain started to fall, but it was only light rain. Some riders did come in and change over to wet weather tires, but those were the riders realistically taking a gamble towards the back. But to say the last 8 laps were absolutely thrilling would be a little bit of an understatement. It was an absolute barnstormer for those last 8 laps. Now, the race was won by Aleix Espargaro from Pecco Bagnaia, Brad Binder, Miguel Oliveira, Maverick Vinales, Jorge Martin, Luca Marini, Jack Miller, Johan Zarco, Raul Fernandez, Augusto Fernandez, Paul Espargaro, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Quartararo, Taka Nakagami, and Iker Lecuona. Now, Bastianini retired, Marc Marquez crashed, Marco Bezzecchi also crashed. Alex Marquez had an issue that with the gear lever wouldn't select gear, and Johan Mir also crashed. Now, I have to take my hat off to Aleix Espargaro. He did start to catch Pecco after Bezzecchi crashed. He did hunt him down quite quickly, and he stayed with Pecco all the way through the race. Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira were also keeping the pressure on. Maverick Vinales faded a small bit before the last couple of laps, but Aleix Espargaro put an absolute master of a move on the last lap across Pecco, coming down into the Maggots Beckets. They were definitely trying to tough each other out, and again, he did an absolutely amazing job at keeping the Ducati behind him. So hats off to him on a well-deserved first victory of this season for Aleix Espargaro. Pecco, I thought he rode a great race, if I'm honest, led from lap 2 to halfway around the last lap. Even with the rain falling, it didn't really seem to affect him. Brad Binder, you got to give it to him. He is just one of those battlers out there that was giving it socks. And again, Miguel Oliveira, great to see Miguel Oliveira actually finish a race firstly, but finish high. Now, definitely does show that the Aprilia bike goes well around the Silverstone circuit. That's not an excuse why Aleix won, but Maverick also, 3 Aprilias in the top 5 does say something. Great race as well for Jorge Martin. His push wide at turn 1 was all the way down to last, so it was good fight back. And Marini was a little bit, Joe, you didn't really see him today. Jack Miller, he was in the thick of things as Miller was, got pushed out again, which I thought was kind of funny. I thought there was actually going to be a penalty, but considering what happened in Spain there quite recently, Raul Fernandez, hats off, he did do a good enough job. Augusto Fernandez went all the way back actually to 14th, but with riders crashing out, etc., he was brought up. Di Gianantonio was solid. Franco Morbidelli, again, first Yamaha home. Now, to be fair, Quartararo, who started 22nd, got all the way up, I think, to 8th or 9th place at one stage. So, due to some good passes, but also people falling out in front of him, he was wearing the new Aero or running the new Aero this weekend for the race. He didn't run it for the sprint, but he ran it for the race. They got some good data in it. But again, he clashed with someone in the loop section and tore the front fairing off it. He did go back out again, Joe, and it served him right too because he did get 1 point for going back out again. Nakagami on the Kalex chassis didn't really have much form this weekend. Iker Lecuona as well. What can you expect from him? He did finish in 17th place, missing the Suzuka 8 hour for a couple of laps around Silverstone. Bastianini, I wasn't really impressed with him this weekend, if I'm very honest. I thought he needs to come back stronger. Marc Marquez, very weird situation going on for Marc. He was up in 8th or 9th place with Fabio Quartararo, and then he did crash. Now, he did have an incident during the opening lap where he hit the back of someone and lost the right side wing on the front of the bike. Marco Bezzecchi definitely did damage to his championship. Looked like he got sucked in behind Pecco, then squeezed the brake. maybe a little bit too hard, lost the front going into Stowe, which was a fast crash to be fair. As I said with Alex Marquez, he had mechanical issues with the bike, and Johan Mir's misery continues. Overall, Silverstone Grand Prix was pretty good Grand Prix, interesting to watch. Really enjoyed it. For me, have to give credit and rider of the day to Aleix Espargaro for the excellent move, but not just the excellent move. He had Pecco under pressure for the whole lot of the race when he was behind him. So definitely love to know your thoughts. What are your highlights of the British Grand Prix? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.